Okay, so in this video we're taking a look at a rechargeable and thus cordless stick vacuum. Check out a few detailed images and then we'll take a closer look at what is included and a demonstration of the actual vacuum. Alright, so as stated, we're taking a look at a stick vac. I have it right here, and it comes with a multitude of things. So, real quickly, the ease of operation, you can see I vacuumed up some there already. Clicking that, you can disconnect the entire unit. You lift off there, you can open that up. You can take out and clean this filter. And once you've opened this up, you can actually remove, let me go ahead and put this back on. It's a little easier to push from the bottom, I found, than to pull from the top. You can actually remove that portion and clean the internal filter. So, that all said, take a little closer look at this. You got your trigger for your power. You've got, let me put the battery in so you can actually hear and see real quick. So that locks in and is removable and replaceable very easily. So you got two different levels, and you'll forgive me, I want to read my notes because there was a lot of detail I want to make sure I cover. So with this battery, it is 6 cells, 2200 milliamps, and your rating on this, depending upon which speed you choose, for the lower speed is going to be somewhere in the neighborhood about 30 minutes, 20 to 45 minutes. Really depends on how hard and how much you're actually pulling up, because if you get a vacuum where it's sucking really hard and it kind of locks into something, it kind of stresses the motor and it's going to run a little hotter and higher. May change the battery a little bit. And then you got 10 to 20 minutes on high speed. So, but with the ability to change the battery out, it's not so much of an issue. You do have indicator lights here, and of course your release mechanism there to disassemble the unit. Now, the cool thing about this battery setup, you can actually plug it in right here and recharge it, or what I prefer to do, so I don't have to have this sitting on the counter or have to worry about having an outlet close, is I just pull the battery pack, and it has an actual charge port right on the battery pack, so you can actually charge it very easily sitting on your counter. You don't have to worry about, if your vacuum is dirty and you didn't get to clean it, having it sit on your countertop or wherever you happen to be charging it. So, I think that's a really cool feature. I don't know exactly what it costs for a replacement, but that's a nice option to have, the ability to replace it. Alright, so we take a look real quick at some of the different filters, or different filtration aspects, and how easily that is to disassemble. Let's see what's also included. First off, you can see the box over here. We're not going to go into messing with it too much. It's just the V70 cordless vacuum. So you have a warranty and support card and a user manual. So always a good thing, of course. Then you have this attachment here, which has a really good amount of flexibility and maneuverability. Really nice, clips in really easily. It has rubber feet, so it shouldn't scratch or damage your floors. It has this softer bristle type brush, which is actually very easy to clean. Take a screwdriver, twist this piece pops out and back in very, very simply. And in addition, you have this little hook which you could actually use to clean out, you know, the crevice area right here, and then a brush, which you can actually use to clean the other portion, or pretty much any, you know, aspect of the vacuum you need to. So, but that's really cool. When this is connected and running, there are LED lights here, so it's going to illuminate the area if you're going under a couch or something, for example. That's really good. So you don't have to worry too much about, you know, not having the ability to see what you're trying to vacuum. You have a crevice tool. It actually has a little cutout right there, which is nice. Some do not, and then you'll hit something and it'll get sucked to it really hard. The motor will rev really high, and this will allow that to alleviate some of the stress on the motor. I've actually drilled holes in others that didn't have this when I bought them, just for that same purpose. So you got your crevice tool. You got this tool here, which is sort of a two-in-one. You can see there, it's sort of like a lint remover you would use for your clothing. So for upholstery, fabrics, curtains and such, you have that option. You can also slide down the brush and use the brush portion of it, and that just kind of clicks and locks into place right there. And then you push the button and you can unlock that. You have a mounting bracket and mounting hardware, which includes screws and drywall anchors. This is your charging cable, so very small. You don't have to worry about it taking up a lot of space. It's not a huge brick, and it's not going to hang or be in the way and block whatever it's plugged into. For the most part, shouldn't be a problem. It's very similar to cell phone chargers from many, many years ago. And last few items, you have this clip here. You can clip that on to the extension arm, and then you could clip one of your attachments on there to keep it close. So that's really convenient. Or if you click it that way, you can actually keep two of your attachments really close. So that's really nice. Also nice that they make it detachable. Now this is metal, so it's very solid, so you don't have to worry about it breaking or twisting or whatnot. And again, just like all of the other aspects, very nice, quick, easy connect and disconnect through the little buttons. And then on this end, yes, if you pull, I don't know if you can see that move just a little bit right there. It's spring loaded, but if you pull that, you can actually extend the arm out, and it just kind of locks into place. And you can see all the different areas and, you know, degrees of locking. So you can kind of just choose whatever works for you. Locked into place, no problem. So that's kind of a quick overview of everything that's included. This is not designed, obviously this is a sort of a lightweight vacuum, so you don't want to use it on heavy carpets, but thinner carpets and hardwood, which is my primary design use, whatever. The design of the item that I plan to use it for, that's pretty much it for me. Hardwood and like linoleum surfaces, things where it's not going to be, you know, very thick carpeting. The filters are very easy, quickly cleanable. You can rinse them off and everything. The dustbin is actually pretty good, you know, amount of size for a stick vac. This is very similar to some of the big name brand type, but without the same price. So that's a really nice aspect. And I think that's pretty much all of the things I wanted to talk about. Let's check out a really quick demonstration of this, and then we'll finish up the video at that. Alright, thanks. We'll be right back with the demo. Alright, so real quickly, a few common items. Hopefully you can see. A few rice granules you might spill a little bit when you're cooking. A little flour over here. Some cereal. Large pieces, we can see how it does on those. Some smaller pieces, people are going to step on it, ground it in, like kids and pets and such. Pets will probably just eat it, so you have sort of a organic vacuum of sorts. But we'll see how this does really quickly. Since we're on a flat floor that doesn't have carpet here, I feel like using the standard power will be sufficient. So we'll see what these three different piles can be picked up, and hopefully we'll have success. So here goes. And so you can see this swivels and turns very easily. We have a few of the larger pieces that aren't picking up. We have the LED light. So let's switch our tool here. I'm going to just disconnect this portion here. I'm going to connect our crevice tool. Alright, so that picked up the larger pieces. So it works really well in that regard, and of course you can attach directly to the unit or using the extension depending upon your needs. So let's do flour and rice on carpet, see what that does. Alright, in the unlikely event that you had rice or flour in your living room area or your carpeted area, this is a quick demonstration. A little piece of cardboard sitting there that came off of a box that I opened, actually right in the same spot. And I guess you can consider this a simulation of sand or dirt, essentially. And this isn't too thick a carpet, so let's see what it does and hope that it does well. So that worked out really well. Obviously I made more passes than that was necessary just to make sure that it got everything up. But the carpet looks just as good as it did before, so that's really cool. Last but not least, let's see a quick demonstration of the attachment here that we'll use like on upholstery and maybe curtains and such. Okay, so if you're going to clean like your upholstery for your chair and such, we could use the brush, or we could retract that back and kind of use this part. So let's start with the brush area, and you know, obviously it's going to help get into little cracks and crevices and such. And then we'll slide this back. So you can see having that close and easy and having a fairly lightweight option, it's going to work really well. You can see I've collected quite a bit of dust and dirt. I was away in the hospital for a while, so there was a lot of dust that settled and such over that period of time, so considerably more than normal. But yeah, that's just a quick demonstration. The only other thing I'd like to mention is with this battery, there is an LED indicator right there, and it's going to be red or green depending upon charging or fully charged. And best thing you can do, just plug it up at night and be ready to go the next morning. Okay, so that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover. I hope this has been helpful, and otherwise, thanks for watching.